Fort Knox. The name itself evokes images of impenetrable vaults and mountains of shimmering gold. It's a symbol of American might, a fortress safeguarding the nation's wealth. But what if the fortress is empty? What if the gold is gone? These questions may seem outlandish, ripped from the pages of a thriller novel. Yet, a growing chorus of voices is raising concerns about the true state of America's gold reserves. The lack of transparency and a history riddled with inconsistencies have fueled speculation and distrust. The truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction. And when it comes to Fort Knox, the truth remains elusive. For decades, the United States government has maintained that Fort Knox holds a vast treasure trove of gold bullion. This gold, they claim, underpins the value of the dollar and serves as a safety net for the nation's financial system. But without a full and independent audit, these claims remain just that, claims. The American people, and indeed the world, are left to wonder about the true contents of Fort Knox. The stakes are incredibly high. If the gold is not there, if the rumors of discrepancies and missing bullion prove true, the consequences could be catastrophic. The dollar could collapse, sending shockwaves through the global economy. Faith in the financial system could evaporate, leading to panic and chaos. It's a scenario too dire to ignore. To understand the mystery of Fort Knox, we must first journey back in time. It was 1933, the Great Depression gripped America, and President Franklin D. Roosevelt made a controversial decision. He signed Executive Order 6102, confiscating privately held gold from American citizens. The stated goal was to stabilize the banking system, but the move was met with anger and suspicion. Citizens were forced to exchange their gold for paper money at a fixed price, effectively devaluing their savings. This confiscated gold, along with the gold-backing Liberty bonds used to finance World War I, was supposedly transported to the newly built United States Bullion Depository at Fort Knox. The fortress quickly became synonymous with vast wealth, a tangible symbol of American power. However, the seeds of doubt were sown. The forced confiscation of gold left a bitter taste in the mouths of many Americans. Was the government truly acting in the best interests of its citizens, or was this a power grab, a way to consolidate wealth and control? These questions lingered, fueled by the fact that a full, independent audit of Fort Knox has never been conducted. Over the years, whispers of discrepancies and potential fraud have circulated. Rumors of gold being secretly removed, replaced with tungsten bars or even gold-plated copper have persisted. These rumors, once confined to the fringes of conspiracy theories, have gained traction in recent years. The lack of transparency from the government has only served to amplify these concerns. The most compelling evidence for those who question the official narrative surrounding Fort Knox lies in the history of audits, or rather, the lack thereof. A partial audit was conducted in the 1970s, but the findings were never fully released to the public. This lack of transparency immediately raised red flags. What was the government trying to hide? Adding fuel to the fire, reports emerged alleging that this partial audit uncovered discrepancies in the gold reserves. While the exact nature of these discrepancies remains shrouded in secrecy, their very existence casts a long shadow of doubt over the government's claims. If the gold is truly accounted for, why not conduct a full, independent audit and put all doubts to rest? Further fueling suspicions are documented cases of gold counterfeiting on a massive scale. Between 2017 and 2019, over 83 tons of gold-plated copper bars were discovered in China, sending shockwaves through the gold market. These bars were incredibly sophisticated, bearing the markings of legitimate refineries. If this level of counterfeiting could occur undetected, it raises serious questions about the integrity of gold reserves worldwide, including those held at Fort Knox. Adding another layer of concern is the issue of gold purity. Rumors have circulated that the gold held at Fort Knox is not of the highest purity, potentially derived from melted-down coins or other sources. This lower purity would significantly impact the value of the gold reserves. Again, a full and transparent audit would quickly dispel these concerns. The potential consequences of widespread gold counterfeiting, discrepancies in government reserves, and a lack of transparency are staggering. The global financial system is built on a foundation of trust. If that trust is shattered, the consequences could be catastrophic. Imagine a scenario where doubts about the Fort Knox gold reserves reach a tipping point. Investors, fearing the worst, rush to sell their dollar-denominated assets. The value of the dollar plummets, sending shockwaves through the global economy. Inflation soars, eroding the purchasing power of savings and pensions. Social unrest and political instability follow in the wake of economic chaos. This is not a far-fetched doomsday scenario. It is a very real possibility if the issue of Fort Knox is not addressed with the utmost seriousness and urgency. The solution is simple: transparency. The United States government must commit to a full independent audit of the Fort Knox gold reserves. This audit must be conducted with complete transparency, allowing international observers and independent experts to verify the findings. Anything less than full transparency will only serve to deepen the distrust and fuel the flames of speculation. The time for secrecy is over. The world is watching, waiting, and wondering. Where is the gold in Fort Knox?